Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and before we get started, let's get today's shout-out out of the way. Today's shout-out goes to Fuzz TYT. He was first to say first on one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout-out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here with a new review of a new quadcopter. Well, it's an upgraded quadcopter. This is the JJR3 X3P, which means X3 Plus model. It's an upgraded version of a drone that I reviewed about a year and a half ago of the JJRC X3 HAX. This is the HAX Plus. What is the HAX Plus? Well, first off, it's an upgraded, as I mentioned, upgraded version of the X3. And what I mean by upgraded is they've put in a new camera module on this. Now, the X3 had a modular camera. So does this. They can be removed by pushing this. But let's talk about this modular camera. What's new? Again, modular camera with external antennas. I guess to improve the FPV and control range of this drone, or transmission, what am I saying? Telemetry and FPV video for this drone. Now, with that in mind, this particular camera has an up-down swivel lens, along with a 1080p lens in there, 1080p image sensor. Records the video directly to a micro SD card, which is in the back of the camera right there. So again, it has up and down control, which the original X3 did not, and I believe it has improved antennas as compared to the original X3 antennas of the FPV camera. Other things that have been improved on the drone, let me put this back in its modular slot, if I can get it back in there. There we go. Because of this camera, and the antenna on this comes down a little bit low on the drone, they've increased the length of the landing gear on this particular drone to make it sit up higher. So it's got a little more, quite a bit more clearance than the original HAX. But as with the original HAX, it is a brushless motor quadcopter, which is cool. That is powered by a relatively large 2S 2000 milliamp hour battery, 7.4 volt 2000 milliamp hour battery. Now, I got the 3 battery version of this. This comes available in either 1, 2, or 3 batteries. Now, other upgrades of this as compared to the original HAX is the transmitter has been redesigned. It does still have telemetry info like the original transmitter, but the telemetry info is now shown on a little LCD screen in the bottom here, which is kind of hard to see, but we'll see how well we can see that out in daylight. And for those of us who have older eyes, you're going to have a hard time reading these tiny little things here, so keep that in mind, folks. Okay, other things that this drone has that the original HAX 3 does not is an updated app. Now, the original app for the HAX was very basic. All you'd be able to do is see FPV video on that app and control recording and photos from the app, but it would not give you any advanced features like Circle Me, Follow Me, or waypoints. The new HAX Plus does have an updated app. It uses the JJRC TST app, available in Google Play and iTunes. But with that app, you now have that ability of Follow Me. It's actually an optical Follow Me, I believe. We'll find out when we get out in the field. I haven't tried it yet, but we'll see how well it works. It has Follow Me, again, circle position, which a lot of drones have these days, and waypoints. Now, for the waypoints, I could not get the maps working here in my house here, even when connected to home Wi-Fi or connected to my data network. And with Google Maps turned on or off, it doesn't matter. I could not get the maps to show up on this, so I don't know how well waypoints is going to work on this, but I'm expecting Circle Me and Follow Me at the minimum to be available to work with this. Now, I mentioned it is a GPS drone. That means it has GPS return to home on command by pressing a button. By flying out of range of the transmitter, it'll also come back home, if you lose signal from the transmitter. And also on low battery. It also has a geofence, which means geofence is turned on, which means it won't let you fly further than 30 meters unless you manually turn off the geofence. And that's to prevent beginners from getting into trouble. But again, you can turn off the geofence. It's very simple. I'll show you how here shortly when I go over the transmitter. Other things you get in the box, you get a nice instruction manual, a manual for the JJRC TST app, and a quick start card here that shows you what the controls of the drone are. And I will go over the controls of the drone. It also shows you on the inside how to quickly start up the drone, along with doing a compass calibration, and that is very important. We'll go over that here shortly too. Okay, this does have FPV, as I mentioned, but I have to also mention that this uses 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. Now, not everybody has 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. 802.11 AC Wi-Fi is also known as 5G Wi-Fi, not to be confused with 5G phone data networks, which is something completely different, folks. But not everybody has 802.11 AC Wi-Fi on their phone. That's only on newer phones that you're seeing this, and not all new phones have that. So before you consider purchasing, what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is make sure that your phone is indeed capable of 802.11 AC Wi-Fi before considering purchasing this. You're going to have to Google your phone's name along with the term 802.11 to see what your phone has if you've lost your instruction manual or your specification manual for your particular phone. Okay, other things you get in this packet, you get 2 spare propellers. I wish they would include 4 spare propellers, a full set, but you only get 2. You know, a clockwise and a counterclockwise propeller. You get a screwdriver for putting in the battery in the back of the transmitter. I don't know why they do that still these days, folks, but they still do have... Here's what bothers me. I keep saying this over and over again. Why do they put this little screw in here? It's always an annoyance to change batteries. I just throw away. I got a whole box of those little screws. Okay, and this is a prop changer tool. The prop changer tool goes here so you can tighten up these props. These props spin on, by the way. They're clockwise and counterclockwise spin, so keep that in mind. It also comes with 1, 2, or 3 battery option. I obviously got the 3 battery option, although I think I requested the 1. But I will be sure to be able to give a good demonstration today because I got 3 batteries, so I'm going to do a couple flights at least today when we go flying. And the charger cable for these batteries. Now, these batteries don't have a specified charger that comes with it. Instead, it is charged through a little micro USB plug there. You can use any micro USB cable, plug it into your wall charger at home for your phone, and a little blue light lights up right here to let you know it's charging, and the blue light extinguishes, you know you're fully charged. A little blue light's hard to see, but it's right to the left of the USB plug. Now finally, let's go over this transmitter again to show you what buttons you got in here. It is well labeled already, but I like, I put bigger labels because these are kind of hard to see for me with my older eyes, as I mentioned. So what we got here on the left here is your rates button. This has 3 rates. You can fly this in beginner, intermediate, expert, very fast rates, especially if you turn off GPS and put it in altitude hold. This can be a very maneuverable little drone, and that's what I'm going to try to demonstrate to today. You can turn off the geofence by holding down this rates button for 3 seconds until you hear a beep, and that will also turn off the geofence on the drone, allowing you to fly further than 30 meters away when you're in GPS mode. It does have headless mode, which you activate by pressing this button here. And this is your modes button here. It's labeled with home there, but that home means altitude hold. It does not mean return to home. It means you can fly indoors, and I do not recommend flying this brushless drone indoors, but they say you can do it in the manual, but don't do that at home, folks. You're going to hurt yourself or hurt somebody or your dog. Just don't fly brushless drones indoors. Okay, other things. In center position is GPS mode, where this will hover and maintain position by GPS. And also you can select return to home and landing by sliding the switch to the right. And it will do an automatic return to home and landing from where it took off from. This is your on-off switch, which you activate by moving here. This does automatically bind to the drone, but I also do an up-down just to be safe. But to bind the transmitter to the quadcopter. These 2 buttons here is for raising and lowering the gimbal, or actually the lens on the camera. Again, this front lens moves up or down on this drone. There's a little motor here, I guess, that enables it to pivot up or down. So you can look downward if you wish, or look upward if you wish, by moving it as such. The button down here is your automatic takeoff and automatic landing button. To do an automatic takeoff, you must have the motors running and unlocked. And the way to do that with this is to bring both sticks down and inboard like so. And that will start up the motors on the drone. And then you could either take off by giving it throttle up, or by pressing this button here, and it will automatically take off and hover at about 1 meter in altitude. And finally, to initiate the compass calibration, this is important, as with all GPS drones, to turn on the GPS calibration. You bring this stick down and to the left, and this stick up and to the right, and it will enter into compass calibration mode. And then you can do the turns, and I'll show you how to do those out in the field when we go flying. So I think I've covered everything about this drone. Let me check my cheat card here. Oh, I forgot to mention the range. This is predicted to have 300 to 500 meter range. That's 300 FPV range and 500 meter control range. I'm going to fly this out of range of the FPV, and then I'm going to fly as far away as I can feel comfortable with just using FPV or a line of sight flying only. As long as I can still see this drone, I should still be able to fly it, folks. And you too, out there in the audience, there's an important technique, and that is orientation techniques. I got a video on that, how to fly line of sight, distant line of sight without using FPV. You don't really need to do FPV if you want to fly out 300, 400 meters. You can actually do that just by watching a little dot in the sky. And I have a video shows you how to do it. Very simple to do. It's called quadcopter orientation techniques. And if anybody asks out there in the audience, I will include a link to that video below. But that's about it. I think I covered everything that's important about this particular drone. Let's take it out in the field and see how it flies. So I hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and we're at one of my favorite flying areas here. We are ready to fly with the JGRC X3 Plus, the HAX Plus. To start this up, I'll show you how to start it up. Press and hold its on-off button after putting in its battery until you hear a beep, and put it on the ground. Actually, I should have done that, probably putting it on the ground right away. And then turn on the transmitter, and make sure you're in GPS mode by putting this switch in the center position like I have there, and then turning it on, like so. And up, down, just to make sure, but I think this automatically binds to this drone. Now, the first thing we are going to need to do, folks, is to do a compass calibration. And since this is a GPS drone, all GPS drones require compass calibration, and you should do it before every flight. Some of them don't, but just let you know it's a good idea. Down and out on the left one, and up and right on the right stick, and that should be putting us, until we hear that beep, and then that should put us into compass calibration mode. And with that in mind, I can't see the lights out here in the sunlight, sunset There we go. I got a blue blinking light in the front and no light in the back, and I want to switch that blue blinking light, I believe, to solid, and we're going to do rotations like so until I hear a beep. Okay, I heard the beep, and now we got green light in the back, solid green light in the back, and the blue light in the front is going out, and I can see that green light very well. So turning nose down clockwise rotations. You could probably do this by hand too. I like to do it this way. It seems to keep it more steady. Now we got blue lights in the back and blinking green light blinking green light in the back and solid blue light in the front. And blinking green light means it's looking for GPS signal. It's satellite signals. It's trying to lock on to satellites right now. And with that in mind, now we can connect to the Wi-Fi coming from the drone and turn on the app. So hold on, folks, while I do that. Okay, this is the JGRC TST app, available in Google Play and iTunes, and also from pgyer.com. I think that's a Chinese website similar to Google. But anyways, before we take off, let me start up the video camera. This is your video camera button. I forgot to show you, folks. There's two buttons in the back. On the right side is for start and stop in video, and on the left is for starting or taking a photo. So we're going to start the video camera by pressing this right button. Let me make sure that it is recording, and it is recording. And right now, how many satellites do we got in here? We got 14 satellites connected. So that tells me right away that this has GPS GLONASS, and it was pretty rapid lock on. This, I can read this out here in the field, believe it or not, the little telemetry. So that's actually working. I'm surprised. So bringing both sticks down and inboard, start the motors. Motors are up. And first off, let's try the automatic takeoff. And I pressed and held the automatic takeoff button for 2 seconds. And there it is, hovering in place. And I'm just going to make sure we don't got any toilet bowl effect, where it rotates like it's going down the toilet, and it's not. Let's come over here a bit. over in this open area here. Bringing it over here. I'm giving it more throttle, pushing forward. And first thing, bringing it down a bit. Getting up to the camera and saying, "How you like my shirt today, folks?" This is a real bright one so you can see me here on the ground. That's why I wear these, folks, so you can see me while I'm out here. Okay, first thing, let's try the range. We're going to do a range test in this drone since it seems to be flying well. And also, before we do that, let me take my glasses off for right now so I can read the... I have a hard time seeing close, folks. As I'm getting older, I'm having a harder and harder time seeing close with the glasses on. I have to take the glasses off and then I can see the... what I'm looking at is the screen here. And we are 90 meters out, still heading outbound, going up a bit, taking it about 50 meters up. 128 meters out, still got good FPV. 153, let's stop it there at 165. 165 meters out, 173, real good FPV. Okay, turning it a bit, let's see here. Now let's go a little bit further. All right, now I'm going to put my glasses on because I need to watch this drone because I want to fly it until we lose FPV, and I'm going to fly it visually. With that in mind, I got to go up a bit higher to stay above the mountains in the distance there. Because once I go below the mountain, I can't see them. It gets hard to see. Okay, right now we are 180, 190 meters out, still got FPV. 200 meters out, pushing forward. 196 meters out. And I think we're at the edge of our range for this transmitter. I'm pushing hard. Oh. I did not turn off the geofence. Geofence is 200 meters? I thought it would be something simple like 100 meters or 30 meters, but it seems to be about 200 meters of geofence. So pressing and holding that left button. Geofence should now be off, folks. So pushing forward again and seeing if we can go further. Yes, we can. So it has a pretty far geofence, 200 meters. Going up higher. Increasing altitude. Okay, do we still got FPV? We're 279 meters out, and that seems to be the limit of the FPV, about 250 meters or so. So I'm going to go up a bit higher so I can stay above the mountains, and we're going to fly a little bit further out. I'm turning to the left. I'm watching. I see a little dot in the sky right now, folks. I'm not flying FPV. I'm flying by the dot in the sky, and it's moving real fast to the left. So I'm turning to the left, turning to the left, turning to the left as it moves fast to the left until it comes back toward me. And there you go. That's how you do it, folks. If you see it often. Now I'm going to keep turning to the left. Okay. Right now I see a dot in the sky moving to the right rapidly. And if I turn to the right, since it's moving to the right, if I turn to the right, I'll keep turning to the right until that movement to the right stops. Right about there. And that tells me it's coming back in my general direction. I'm going to turn a little more to the right since it's still moving to the right a bit. And now that should be coming almost back directly toward me. And yes, it is. So that's a neat skill to learn if you don't know how to do it. Again, I have a video on YouTube here showing how to do this type of flying. Visual line of sight flying. Okay, do I get FPV back? Because I'm almost back on top of me. No, I don't. So we're going to bring it back, bring it down closer until we get FPV again. Coming down, reducing throttle, bringing it down until we get FPV. I'm flying overhead here. I should have FPV back already, but apparently not. Bringing it closer, closer, and coming up to the camera and say, "Hi, Ma." Okay, we are back. Let's check its stability here. Since we're back, I'm seeing blinking green lights in the back, so I don't know if we have how many satellites we got right now. I do not have signal back. I might have to reboot this app. So hold on, folks. I am going to land it. Actually, no, I'm not. We're going to go outbound, pushing forward, because I haven't done something that I want to demonstrate. Boy, this thing is a fast flyer, and that's beginner rate. Okay, I'm going to go right about there. We're about 100 meters out. I want to try the return to home and landing. I should have done that while we were out distant. We'll go flying out distant. Again, I still don't have FPV back. Okay, we were about 150 meters out, right about there. let's try that return to home and landing. So switching the switch to the right. And we were below 30 meters. I think it's going to climb to about 30 meters first before it does its return to home. And I'm going to go back over to the landing pad where it took off from. Once it gets back, I'm going to reconnect the Wi-Fi in the app, because there's no reason we should have lost the FPV. Should be back by now, but it's not. But again, that's another reason why you don't want to be dependent on flying FPV only. That's just bad. Learn to fly line of sight, folks. Very important for you beginners. A lot of beginners think you can just skip learning the basics by getting an FPV flyer. That's not true. That's just going to get you into trouble. But this one's still good to learn orientation techniques to practice. And we are off about 1.5 meters from where it took off from. Not the best, but not the worst either. So it's okay. Okay, again, I am going to reconnect the Wi-Fi and then restart the app. So hold on, folks, while I do such. Okay, I had to restart the drone again to get the Wi-Fi signal to connect to my phone. So keep that in mind, folks. If you fly out of range with this, you might have problems, difficulty regaining the drone's Wi-Fi signal if you fly out past 250 meters. You know, your only option might be to either fly it line of sight home, back home to you, or hitting that return to home switch to bring it back to you, which reminds me I need to switch back to that. So we should be good to go again. I'm going to start the video recording again. Video recording has started. And again, starting the motors by down and inboard. And this time I'm going to do a manual takeoff by giving it more throttle. And checking stability. Okay, we got blinking light in the back, solid blue light in the front, and right now we got 17 satellites. Okay, let's take it back over here in the middle of this field again. Now I want to show you, this thing actually moves. This is a fast GPS bird, and I don't know if I am in beginner rate. Hold on, let me press this button here. There's beginner and intermediate. Right now I'm in beginner. Okay, that was high rate before. Fast drone, even in beginner rate. Going to expert rate or intermediate. Super fast drone. Let's go this way. I can show you. I had to duck down there. I'm afraid of that thing. That thing moves. So be careful with this. This thing actually moves very fast. This is a very fast GPS drone. Can it hold its position with that fast movement? Yeah. Let's see how well. That's why I let go. Okay. Yeah, it returns back to where it was. So, okay. I have how much battery power? 20 or something. I still got enough here. I can hardly read that little. 34%. Okay. Let's try that gimbal now. Lowering it. Come, bring it down. Bring it down. Let's see how low that gimbal can go. That's it. You know, in the advertisement, it says it can go up and down 90 degrees. That's not true. Apparently not. Wait a minute. I'm trying to find myself here. Did I lose Wi-Fi? Oh, there I am. Oh, it can go down, up and down 90 degrees. Okay, with that in mind, let's try this. A rocket. Manual rocket. Takeoff. Going up, 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 up. Hello up there. Okay. Up, and I heard a beep, and that means it's doing return to home and landing on low battery. Okay, well, let me raise up the gimbal. No, let's leave it down. Let's leave the gimbal down. It's getting closer to its pad. It's doing an automatic landing, folks. And that is a low battery landing. So that's its flight time with the first battery. Let me go pop in a second battery and we'll continue the flight. So hold on, folks. Okay, I put another battery in there, a second battery, and I've connected to the Wi-Fi and we're set up and ready to go. And starting the video camera again, and starting the motors again. Down and inboard, automatic takeoff. Oh, you gotta hold that down. Automatic takeoff. Checking stability. Seems to be stable. Let's go back over in this field again because I want to try circle and follow me, and I want to put some distance between me and my car when I do encircle me. Okay, right about there. Let's make that the altitude for the circle me. And we're going to circle this position where it's hovering right now. It's drifting a little bit. I want to watch this. Got a wind picking up here. Let's see how well it holds this position, or is it going to wander away with the wind? Well, it's holding it. Okay. Now, to do the circle position, we need to use the app. And going into the app and selecting circle position, it's in the upper portion there right by the satellite. It's that circle, dotted line circle. And we got to tell it what radius we want it to fly from this point here. And we'll say 10 meters. 10, 1, 0, and then hit done. And hit confirm. Let's see what it does. It goes 10 meters away. Okay, this is where it was. I'm going to stand right where it was. And it turns toward that position. And then it starts to circle. It's doing a good job, actually. It's not doing a good job of staying centered on that circle because it seems to be that circle, center of that rotation seems to have changed over here. Okay. Interesting. It's doing a spiral. I don't know about a circle, but it's definitely doing a spiral. So the circle position on this app needs to be updated a bit here because the center of rotation changes as it rotates. Okay. I don't know where that center rotation is right now, but I'm just watching it circle. Okay, it seems to be that pile of rocks over there now. Now that pile of rocks seems to be, now it's pointing toward me. Hello? So I'm just going to let it circle, 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 see what it does. So yeah, the circle position needs a little work. I don't know where its center of rotation is. So let's see if I could adjust yaw on it while it's rotating. I'm doing that right now, adjusting yaw. No, it doesn't allow you to change it. So, okay, so that's circle position. Let's end that right now. And the one that everybody seems to like the most, let me put this on the other side of me so the sun is in my face, not on my back when I do this, is follow me. Pointing it toward me, just in case it needs to be pointed toward me for follow me. And coming, still doing circle me? What's going on here? Okay, I'm letting go of the stick. I just want to see what it does here. Pushing forward on the stick. Seems like it's in, okay, there we go. Let me try it again, pushing forward on the stick. Okay, seems to be operating properly now. It was still a little confused there for a second there, what it was doing. It was like it was still doing rotation. Okay, putting it here. Let's go up a little bit higher so it don't hit me. And then we're going to select follow me. And follow me is activated. So, let's see it follow. It's following. As I walk through the desert, I got to watch the ground here because it is rattlesnake season. Am I still recording, by the way? Doesn't look like I'm recording anymore, so hold on. Let me hit that recording button. Recording button is activated, and let's try it again. Let me sync up the camera, too. Let's try that follow me again. Now, what type of follow me do we got here? Is it a Hobson style or is it DJI, like pulling it on a string? Hobson style, it stays in the same compass position no matter if you're going toward it or away from it. I'm going to walk toward it and see if this changes. It's kind of a Hobson style, but right now it's confused where I'm at. Let's walk over here. It doesn't adjust its position rapidly as you move. Now, what if I was running? Kind of hard to do on a hot day like today, but running this way. Yeah, it works. Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad at all. It's just that when you walk toward it, it doesn't go as fast as you do. Let me see if I can increase that by increasing the rate. Okay, there's a second rate. Hello, hello. Well, this is doing a good follow me. Going up a little bit higher. Giving a little throttle. But, you know, if you want to do this kind of follow me, you can. It's a little bit jerky. I'm seeing it jerking about. Bouncing around about. Now we'll go the other way. When's it going to know I'm going this direction? Okay, so that is follow me. We're going to call it quits with the follow me right now and go up a little bit higher and go back over into the center of the field again to avoid my car from impacting it, because we're going to try waypoints next. See if waypoints actually work. We'll stop that video. Coming down, going above my head so it doesn't hit me either, and then selecting waypoints, which is this one here next to the circle me. Waypoint mode is now on. I'm waiting for it to show up, and there we go. Now this is the problem I got, folks. It just does not show up Google Maps on this. Now in the upper right corner there, that black dot in the center of crosshairs there, that's supposed to center the map on the position of the drone or yourself, I believe, but it's not doing anything. I'm going to zoom in. Now I'm going to try to type something on the screen and see what it does. Nothing. Nothing's showing up on the screen. So again, waypoints do not seem to work, at least not with my phone and this drone, in the Android version of this drone. It just don't seem to work, so we're going to call quits here. I'm giving up on that particular feature. If I can come out of it, that is. I'm trying to break out of waypoints. How about circle me? If I can select circle me. Nope, can't break out of it. Once I get it activated, it doesn't want to come out. So again, I'm going to need to land the drone again, so hold on, folks. And that battery's getting low, so we're going to take this as an opportunity. Let's see if I can start the video camera again. Oh, there we go. Finally came out of it. Battery's getting low, and what I want to do next, folks, is actually, let's fly it until the battery dies again. I want to, again, verify its maximum flight time on low battery. So we're just going to fly around until the battery dies. Should be getting low here shortly. And we're going to finish this flight with one final, that last battery. And I just want to fly it around in altitude hold mode. Right now I'm still in GPS mode. And it is maneuverable even in GPS mode, but it should be a lot more maneuverable in altitude hold. So, there we go. Beep, beep. Can I keep flying? Or what's it going to do? That was the first beep beep. What's our battery power right now? 36%, which isn't bad. Is it landing over there? Hard to see with my small eyes. It says 36% battery power. Let's take the higher rate. Second rate. Let's go to altitude hold. Oh no, I hit return to home. Sorry, folks. Let's see if I can break out of that. Yeah, you can. Altitude hold. and we're going to fly altitude hold right now instead of putting that second battery in, because that's going to make this video real long if I go, oh, there, I don't have a choice. Going back to GPS. Wait, I'm going to leave it in altitude hold. I want to see if it will return to home, even if it's in altitude hold mode like it is. Will it? It's doing a battery return to home, I believe. 21 meters up, and again, I'm still in altitude hold mode. And it says a hover mode. Seems to be going back to its position. And it seems to be landing. So keep in mind, I was in altitude hold mode for this. I turned the GPS off, but even though the GPS was turned off, it automatically switched back to GPS mode and brought itself home on low battery. So that's a nice idea. That's neat. Okay, let me throw in another battery after this landing here, and we'll try the altitude hold mode, and using this as a sport flyer, in other words. Okay, this is the third battery. Let me start the video camera. Or actually, let me just do a manual takeoff. Now, I did not do a compass calibration this time. Let's see if there's any difference without doing the compass calibration. So, starting the motors, taking the air. It's going over the field again. This area here. I should just put my landing pad over here. But first thing, I have not tried photos. So I've got this photo button on the back. It's on the left side. Let's try out those photos. So number 1, 2, 3. And come up close to the camera and say, "Hi, Ma." 2. Okay, that's the camera. Okay, it's holding its position, so obviously it remembered its compass calibration. It's holding its position real well. Let me put my glasses on, because we're going to fly this one line of sight now in altitude hold mode. Seeing how it is as a sport quadcopter. And starting the video camera, syncing up the camera, and selecting altitude, or that home insignia, which means altitude hold. Now it should start drifting, and there you go, with the wind. And let's try this thing out and see what it does. Okay, let's try. Again, there's only 2 rates. This is intermediate, beginner and intermediate rate, but in that intermediate rate, this thing is a little banshee. Let's see it. Coming down lower here. Try to come down lower. Come down lower, 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 lower. It doesn't want to come down. There we go. Now it's coming down. Whoa, coming down too low. Come up a bit more. Okay, come downwind this time. When it comes downwind, it climbs, and when it goes upwind, it descends in altitude hold mode. Look at that. Going upwind now, it's descending. Trying to bring it down lower. And turning it around, and it's starting to climb again. Interesting. Let's go diagonal into the wind. Or perpendicular to the wind now. It becomes less of an issue when you fly perpendicular to the wind. So that's interesting. Fly upwind with this, and it climbs, fly downwind, or downwind, and it climbs, fly upwind, and it descends. Okay, so, yeah, it's a sporty little quadcopter. Zoom, zoom, zoom. What would be real cool if you could just turn off altitude hold completely and fly it manually, though. That would have been really nice, like the Bugs 3. Okay, what if I switch back to GPS? GPS on. Let's see what it does. Where's it go? Okay, it goes to that position there and stops, so that's interesting. Not sure why it does that. So one thing we haven't demonstrated yet, and I don't usually demonstrate this, but and that is headless mode. I'm trying to see why does it keep going over here. Maybe I should. No, I do need to do that compass calibration. Look at that, folks. This is toilet bowl effect. So whenever you see this, it's important to land immediately because toilet bowl effect just gets worse and worse and worse. So we're going to land it real quick. Right there on that ant pad there. And do a quick compass, or let me turn off that video that I'm recording. Do a quick compass calibration down to the left and up to the right. To enter compass calibration. And I got a blue light in the back, no light or blue light in the front, no light in the back. So we're going to rotate horizontally this way until we get the green light in the back. There, green light in the back, so nose down now. More rotations. Yeah, whenever you see toilet bowl effect, land immediately, folks, and redo the compass calibration. So, whoa, a little bit dizzy here. This will be our new return to home point, by the way. Although, okay, we should be good to go. Starting the camera again. And starting the motors. And giving it throttle to take to the air. Now, okay, we were pointing that direction, so that's the headless mode direction. Hitting the headless mode button. And turning the drone toward me. I don't know why it moved over there, but we are in headless mode right now. And it's still doing toilet bowling over here. I got a feeling there's probably buried debris where I'm at here. But let's see, pushing forward. It thinks the headless mode direction's there, so pulling toward me. Now, why use headless mode? Well, you can do this. Panning shots. Yeah. Turning away, going up and away. I think you can still see me. Pulling toward me. And I don't know if it's pointed toward me. I think it is. But let's come out of headless mode. Okay, we should be back to normal flying. Coming back down again. Reducing throttle. Okay, before we end this flight, actually not come down. Let's go up. Let's make sure this is stable in the air. And it still appears to be toilet bowling. Hold on, let's see if that stops. Yeah, it's stable with that. Okay, at this point, let's go up. For the final, just get a view of the area. How much battery power do we got left? We got plenty. Okay, going up. Actually, coming back down. Let's point the camera down. No, let's point it up. Point it up. Am I seeing? I think I'm seeing a little bit of props. Let me lower that camera out just a little bit so I don't see props. But I do see fisheye effect on my lens, so you know this does have a wide angle lens. But let's go up to about 100 meters or so. 25 meters, 28 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, and rotating as we're going up. 50 meters. Coming up on 60 meters. Climbing some more. Let's take it all the way up to 100. 70 meters. Climbing up higher. 78 meters. 80 meters. Just to let you know, you can go up high. Don't go over 100 meters though, folks, because most countries don't like that. You're starting to get into airplane territory. So we're going to stop it right there, about 93 meters. That's fine. And rotate. Let's rotate while we're up there. Showing you the area. Trying to do a slow rotate from up there, and I'm losing signal. I need to point the back end of my phone toward the drone. For best reception, folks, I find that pointing the back end of your phone toward the drone will give you the best reception. Okay, that's about it. Let's do a return to home from there. Hitting return to home. And let's see what it does from 100 meters up for a return to home. Now, it's probably going to go to that point that I was, I took off away from the landing pad, but we're going to see here. Let's see what it does from up there. Okay, coming down distance. It looks like it's going to land like I thought, right at that landing point. It's way up there at 100 meters. Let's see how long it takes to get down from 100 meters. So keep this in mind, folks. If you're up there, it might take a while to get back down to the ground. So, okay, how much battery power? 30%, so we're still good there. But are we descending? Yep, 65 meters, coming down. We're going to call it quits after it lands here, folks. So all in all, this is a reasonable drone. It seems to be reasonable. I haven't seen the video recordings yet, though. That's the issue. We'll see how the video comes out. I hope it comes out nice, because everything else seems to be working fine with this, with the exception of the waypoints. The waypoint feature needs some work. It needs to be updated. But that's no big deal, because I've seen that in so many other drones. The waypoints just don't work with a lot of these Wi-Fi flyers. I don't know if it's my phone or what, but I got the Android version. I'm not an Apple guy, unfortunately. But yeah, this is where we took off from before, or close to it, so I remembered that. So we'll let it land here. And that extra height with those legs comes in handy. It prevents you from hitting rocks like some of my other low-to-the-ground drones. Sometimes those propellers hit the rocks. So let's stop this video, make sure we got it. Okay, come on. There we go. And let me turn off the drone. And I got to take my dog for a walk here. She's starting to get anxious. That drone's still working. We'll leave it on for now. Oh no, there we go. It's off now. So this is the JJRC HAX 3 Plus. Seems to be a somewhat capable drone. But did I just turn it back on again? Yeah, I did. Somewhat capable drone, but we'll see how well it actually performs in terms of its camera here when I put it in, when I do some post-editing here. So hope you enjoyed this flight. It's Quadcopter 101, signing out. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.